During this refit, one of the projects I was most looking forward to doing was getting rid of the 20-year-old useless 220 volt AC units. They drew too much power and could only be run through the old generator, which I took out, or through shore power. So I'm replacing them with new 12 volt DC powered sewaterpro AC units. I'm taking out 5 of the old ones and replacing them with only 2 of these units, which are 12,000 BTU each. The install was super easy, more or less a plug and play with some new wires, and they work great and they draw about a third of the power. Big win. If you want to buy one of these units, go to sewaterpro.com and use the code TOC100 at checkout to get $100 off your bill. This isn't a professional install video, I am a mere plebeian, so don't copy what I'm doing but enjoy the video. Cheers! Hello, a new day. I'm in the hole. So we're in the back of the boat. The transom, to be boaty in terms of terminology. The reason why I'm back here is not to touch the rudder, which I'm very grateful for, because that would be horrible. You know, Chris did all that hard work. Thanks, Chris. I'm here to take out that. So this is one of the original air conditioning units that I'm changing out for the new sewaterpro ones. This is an old school Italian AC, as in alternating current air conditioning AC unit. This one powers the 2 back bedrooms. We've got 2 going in the boat, replacing 5. But the 2 which we've got going in are way more powerful, so it should be okay. And we only really want to super chill the bedrooms. Summers in the Med get to like well above the 40s. Don't know what that is in American numbers. Hot. So I'm taking these out. I've already taken out the other ones that I'm not using. So I'm stripping this out. So taking this out, don't need to take the wiring out because there's nothing going into the wiring, but we've got all these control boxes here and this type of stuff. These air conditioners generally are used with a DC pump, but I've already got a really strong AC one that's super quiet. So I'm going to get a relay, which I can't remember the name of it, a solid state something relay, which basically when you put a DC charge to it, it clicks over and allows the AC to flow through. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to take these out, dump them overboard. I'm keeping the ducting in. I've already got my inlet and my outlet tube here for the seawater cooling, so this should be a plug and play. I've got a nice panel down there which it can sit on. The only thing I need to do is remove that panel because I've got underwater lights going in the boat, which some of you may find ridiculous. My response to that is, I don't care. I like lights on the bottom of my boat. You can see the fish. It's well nice. Right, gonna get this thing out. Yo, okay, so the old one's out. I just came in here and gave this place a hoover as well with my little wet dry hoover. This is the cleanest this place has ever looked. It'll look a bit cleaner. I need to get rid of all this mould and shit off here. That's not good. It's not good on my finger neither. So yeah, that's out. I've got these 2 pipes in here, and the only thing I need to do now is run a couple of DC cables through to here. One DC cable to power the air conditioning unit, and then another DC cable to leave here and then go up to the water pump that's actually going to pump the cool water, the cool seawater through this thing. And then all good. So I'm just waiting here now. This is all done. I've actually got some thick DC cables going through to the other side of the transom, because there was previously a DC powered hydraulic gangway on the back, which I got rid of. These 2 pipes are to bring the fresh air in to here, so you're basically not using bilge air to push water through your... That don't make sense. None of this makes sense. What the fuck am I talking about? So fresh air out of the boat goes into the air conditioning system, not air out of the transom. That's it. So that's what those 2 are for. This is the exit pipe, which splits in 2 and goes into the cabins. So I think my work in here is done for the time being. Might do these wires tomorrow. That's it. I might go back, have some tea, eat a pie, and celebrate life. Hello, so okay, back AC is out. Next one is in the front, which is this one. So this is the one that is going to supply cold air to that vent, and then a vent behind that TV, which you can't see. So again, we've got like the two air going in and then the one air going out. The compressor for this one is actually under that sofa, which I've already removed. So yeah, it's just a case of whipping this one out now. And the only thing I've got to do to get this up and running is the DC cables, a cable to the water pump, and then I need to take the water in and the water out from down there where the old compressor was, and route them up to here and then join back onto those cables. So it's not that much work, I'm hoping. Hoping it's not. Let's get this thing out. Yo, so that's done. That's out. Just got the piping I need in there. I've just also disconnected the what have I done? What did I do? Yeah, I've just also disconnected the power cables for the ACs as well. They were turned off anyway at the control panels, but I've just knocked that out now. So that's it for today. Another nice one. See you tomorrow. So they're doing the sandblasting underneath. Whilst they're doing that, I am getting ready to finish the electrical work for the AC install. So you saw I took the ACs out, and what I'm basically doing now is getting all the plumbing and electrical ready for it. I suppose it's not a challenge, but one thing I've got that's a little bit different to the original setup is the control box that come out of the ACs. They've got a DC switch for turning on a water pump to power that AC. Now, rather than get two new DC powered water pumps, I want to use one of the existing AC powered water pumps that I've already got on board, because it already works, and it's incredibly quiet. You can't hear it. And it's in a place where all the existing plumbing already ran to, and that is an AC powered one. So thanks to the genius of my good friend Ian from Red Seas, Scottish Ian, he's a ginger, pray for him. He told me to get these. So these are solid state relays that basically take a DC input and they flick on an AC power source when they do it. So that's what that looks like. So I've got two of these. I think I could have done it with one, but I didn't think of that at the time. They're only 20 quid, fuck it. So I got two of these. So basically I've got the DC power switches from both air conditioners going into this one and this one. And, no, that's the reason why I wanted to do two. So I didn't send DC power to the relay that was in the power control unit when the other one was turned on, that's right. So we're going to get DC power in there, DC power in there, which will then flick on the AC powered water pump. And the reason why I've put those two together, as you can see there, is so they can both turn on the same water pump. So we've got power going in, power going out, and then on the other side of this I've got a 5 amp fuse. So that is here. I'll show you what that install looks like. Right, so this is the install here. So I've got my existing plumbing, which I showed you messing around with. So I've rerouted the existing plumbing, so both the forward and the aft AC go into here. This is the water pump. It was actually a bit further forward and tucked in. I've just brought it back a bit. That's the inverter. That's my DC to DC charger. Which actually I didn't realise, but when your house batteries are full, it starts charging your starter batteries, which is cool. So I've got the wires that come off there. This is from the mains, so this will always be switched on actually. And then I've got my wires that come out my water pump, and that is how this thing is going to get power. I'm getting my ACs and my water maker brought onto the boat. They arrived in yesterday. My good friend Maximiliano, Italian Venezuelan Texan, he brought them over for me from Italy. So I've actually got a forklift that's going to come round and lift the crate up to the back of the boat there, and I'm just going to load them straight off, and I'm going to do a day of internal work. It's going to be raining for the next 3 to 4 days, so it's a good opportunity to get these ACs in. That's what I'm going to do. Yo, so just getting this stuff in now, completely soaked. Not happy. So I've just got the ACs up here, and just giving them a little inspection. I'll show you what I'm dealing with. So this is the don't know what you call this, power board perhaps. So this is basically where we've got the power coming in. This is the remote for, sorry, that is the aerial for the remote, which is here, which I'm just charging up at the moment. Standby. It's not connected, so that's probably why that's doing that. So yeah, here is the AC unit. Pretty small, to be honest. So this is everything. It's a single unit DC air conditioning system. I have to question that. Maybe that can drop down. We'll have a look. You usually can. You can usually turn those like that. I'm going to get this unpacked, and then I'm going to take it into the front there and just drop it straight in. I've already got all the wiring in place for this, so it should be a nice easy install. So yeah, let's go for it. Got the instructions here. sewaterpro, that's for the climate control system. The remote, I'm presuming there's going to be some instructions down here as well. So yeah, let's go for it. Right, so here it is, dropped in. So much smaller than the last ones. The last one was like those shitty Italian ones called Climber, the 220 or 240 or 110 or whatever they are for wherever you are. And yeah, this is way better. It's so cool. So this is the single unit. So everything's inside there. So that is where the cold air comes out. That is where the air goes in through that one, and then that one there. So I've got this little box thing that I need to fix because it's a bit knackered, but this is what's going to attach onto the side. So I've got the fresh air coming in from those little vents, and then the cold air is going to come out from those. So yeah, I'm just going to get this all wired in now. I think I'm probably going to put the control panel maybe here actually. I think I'll put it there. I just need to make sure it doesn't obstruct with the ducts in. So maybe I'll get the ducting all hooked up first and then see where the thing finishes. But yeah, so impressed with that. It's so small. It's just so compact.
The 2025 Odyssey Sailing Festival will take place in the BVIs from the 1st of April, and the cabins are now available for sale. The Odyssey Sailing Festival is a week-long party on a fleet of incredible catamarans with a group of legendary skippers at the helms. We do regattas, beach parties, raft-ups, and basically experience everything the cruising life has to offer. This is the third festival we will have done, and the second time we will be hosting the festival in the BVIs with Navigare. For the 2025 Odyssey Sailing Festival, the skippers are Dan and Kika, Kiana Welzan, Dustin Reynolds, Glenn Shepard, Lauren Landis, Erica and Warren, Raf and Sasha, Eric the Viking, Holly Martin, Ian Briany, and Laura Decker. If you would like to book a cabin or a berth, visit theoceancruisers.com/odyssey. For more information, email andy@theoceancruisers.com directly to book.
Yo, so today is the last day of installing my new sewaterpro air conditioning units. I've got the one in the front done, you've seen that. It's now time to finish this one down here. So let me show you what we're diddling with. Let's go into the hole. Okay, so Here we are. So we've got the unit here, we've got the driver, which gets bolted on to this nice piece here, which I'm going to attach there. Then I've got my seawater in, and I've got my seawater out. I've got my power cables, which I've already run up from my bus bars, and then I've got my 2 cables here, which are for my water pump. So this is now really simple because I've already got everything plumbed in. I've got my little extensions which go on here. I've got all my wires ready to go. So this should be a really quick job. The only messing around I'll probably have to do is cut these to size, because these need to go on here and on there. And then I'm going to use the old one again to attach it to the side. So I think the best thing about these sewaterpro units is just how simple they are to install. Like, basically you've got 2 power cables here, which is your power to your air conditioning. You've got your seawater in and out, and then that's literally it. There's nothing else left to do. It's as simple as that. The rest is just connecting up a bunch of switches like here from the driver that are already, you know, ready to go. They give you the bolts in the bag, they give you the screws in the bag, so it's just so simple. If you've got your plumbing and your electrical already in place, this is like 30 minutes, 40 minutes to switch them over, which is just amazing. So I'm going to get on with this now. I'm going to give you a fast Andy. You don't need a slow Andy. This is such a painless, boring install. You could just get a fast Andy for it. Yo, so that's installed now. That was easy. I think I spent about 30 minutes on that. The only area where you have to mess around really is like around here. The access is a little bit tight under there, and then your condensation hose is down there. So that's all connected. I've got the little Bluetooth thing here set up. What I'm actually going to do is build something to go over the top of this so I can still use this area as storage, even though I've got the AC there. So I think I'll probably do that next week. Connected the little Bluetooth screen, which is cool. 64 Fahrenheit, 62% humidity. Just gave it a click to turn the heater on as well, and it did turn on momentarily, so that's good. So all I need to do now is mount that in the back bedrooms, and then that's good. We're all set with that. Super easy, really happy with it. Yo, so we're on anchor now, and I've basically finished with the air conditioning installation, got it commissioned, so I'm going to show you it in action. The boat's a tip, because Hibber's arrived on it.
Of course.
Just made everything a mess. Haven't you, sweetheart? I mean, this is mostly my stuff, so never mind.
Can you please just not do that?
Yeah, that's fine. So, what I actually had to do was the AC water pump was pushing through both of these compressors and the other compressor. It didn't have enough power in it to push it out the back to the back AC, and also through these 2 ACs to that one and then back to here. So I've basically cut these off, and I've now routed this straight through the new AC, basically deleting these things, which are definitely slowing the flow down. So we've got everything up and running now. So this is the start of March in the Med, and the batteries are at 100%. They got to 100% for about 1 o'clock, and we've now got, so the batteries are basically even, and this thing currently is taking 27 amps. So that's how much it's taking. And basically we've got the exit here, I've got the fan on, so that just like super turbocharges my side of the bed. So here is the controller. So that's there, so it's 18 degrees, cooling to 17, just so you can see how this works. You touch it once, that's your setting. I've got this also set on the lowest setting there, which is 5000 BTU. You can take it up to 12. If you go back, here's your little I don't know if you can actually see that. Yeah, so here's your screen, cooling. Yeah, so cooling, heating, fan, dehumidifier, which is amazing. And then you can also do this budget mode, which, so you can actually choose how many amp hours you use. So if you only want to use like 50 amps or like, 100 amps over the course of your evening, then you can basically set that up there, limit total power. So that's awesome. And then that comes through a little sensor which I've got down there. So it's giving me the boat temperature. So, oh, so cold. So yeah, that's really nice. It was a bit of faffing around getting it installed, but that's actually nothing to do with the AC units. That's just the current setup was a little bit overly complicated with all the old ACs. But yeah, this is great. So basically, as soon as the batteries are charged, which is usually like 12 o'clock, like noon, during the summer, we can just crank both these ACs down, start freezing the boat down, so the boat literally doesn't get hot during the summer, which this boat does do, because we've got a blue hull and a teak deck, and it's not going to take up any of the battery capacity until sundown. Then we can just keep it ticking over during the night. The boat will be cool because it's been cooled down during the day. So effectively we've got AC and we're cooling down the boat, and because we've got so many solar panels, it's actually not taking up any battery capacity, and we can keep it running through the day. So this is amazing. Our solar panels bring in, I think, about 90 amps, and both of these things will take up 50 to 60. So amazing, really happy with this.